Few hours, minutes, and seconds to Ghana's general election. Good afternoon. My name is Beatrice Bampuado, and I welcome you all to Poll Watch. On today's discussion, we'll be having a bit chat about yesterday's final rally from the two major political parties, the NDC and the NPP. We'll also be talking about the profile of the 12 presidential candidates. You don't want to go in, take it, and we'll come back with more. Enjoy this musical break. You're welcome back to Clock TV's special coverage of the 2024 general election poll watch. Yesterday, we witnessed the final rallies of all parties, especially the two major political parties in Ghana. And we have our reporter who was on the grounds to talk to us about what he observed from yesterday. But before then, we have a short profile of the 12 candidates. Let's take a watch. When we come back, we'll dive into our conversation.
John Dramani Mahama, born in Damongo in the Savannah region of Ghana on November 29, 1958, John Dramani Mahama is a politician from Ghana who served as the vice president from 2009 to 2012 before becoming president of Ghana from 2012 to 2015. After John Atta Mills passed away in 2012, Mahama won the presidential election and took office. Mahama was defeated in the 2020 election after losing his 2016 campaign for re-election. He was, however, re-elected as the NDC's candidate for the 2024 election, focusing on sustainability, education, and economic progress. Mahamudu Bawumia, born in Ghana on October 7, 1963, Mahamudu Bawumia is now the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, having held this since 2017. He is also the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party (NPP) in the 2024 elections, leading the Digital Ghana agenda and promoting mobile money interoperability. He is well known for his contributions to digital projects and economic policy. Nana Kwame, Ghanaian businessman Nana Kwame Bediakon, also called Freedom Jacob Caesar or Cheddar, was born in Kumasi, Ghana on February 13, 1980 and was raised in Asokwa. He attended Accra Academy and Apam Senior High School before studying business at Waltham Forest College and the University of Westminster in London. Bediakon founded Corles Group, which is involved in real estate, finance, and property management, with notable developments like Wonder World Estate and Petronia City. As a philanthropist, he established the New Africa Foundation to privilege kids. He started the New Force movement in 2024 with the goal of changing Ghana's political system by emphasizing economic concerns. Cheddar raised issues about Ghana's persistent poverty, attributing it to poor leadership. Alan John Tremontaine. Alan John Kwadwo Tremontaine, born on October 3, 1955, is a Ghanaian politician and the founder of the Movement for Change, an independent political movement. He served as Ghana's Minister for Trade and Industry from 2012 to 2023 and held several key roles in the John Kufuor administration, including Minister for Private Sector Development and Presidential Special Initiatives. Mr. Tremontaine also served as Ghana's ambassador to the US from 2001 to 2003 and worked as a trade advisor at the UN Economic for Africa. A founding member of the New Patriotic Party (NPP), he ran for the party's flag bearership multiple times but resigned in 2023 and subsequently formed the Movement for Change to contest the 2024 general election.
Kwabena Andrews, widely known as Osofo Kyiri, is a Ghanaian pastor, politician and entrepreneur. In politics, he is best known for founding the Ghana Union Movement, GUM, with the aim of breaking the political dominance of NDC and MPP in Ghana's Fourth Republic. Andrews has positioned himself as a leader who wants to continue the vision of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, for a better nation, famously declaring himself the new Kwame Nkrumah at the launch of GUM. Mohamed Frimpong is the flag bearer of the National Democratic Party (NDP) in Ghana. The NDP was established in 2012 by Nana Akufo-Addo, the former First Lady of Ghana and the wife of former President Jerry John Rawlings. The party was formed as a breakaway from the National Democratic Congress (NDC), with Mohamed Frimpong leading the NDP as its flag bearer. Frimpong's leadership has positioned him as a significant in Ghanaian politics as he seeks for an alternative to major political parties in the country. Sival Akpalu is a Ghanaian politician, flag bearer of the Liberal Party of Ghana (LPG). He first gained political attention in 2011 when he helped establish the Independent People's Party (IPP). Although the party did not win any seats in the 2012 elections, Akpalu sought to run again in 2016, but was disqualified by the Electoral Commission and lost his court challenge. In 2017, he dissolved the IPP and reformed the Liberal Party of Ghana, with himself as the flag bearer. George Chumberima Edu, commonly known as Uncle George, was born on August 18th, 1963. Uncle George, who has a background in international relations and international studies from Florida International University. Upon returning to Ghana in 1993, he worked with the National Insurance Commission until 2000, then moved to the private sector, becoming Executive Director of Cyprus Investments Limited in 2001. A passionate author, he wrote the HIV and AIDS book, Behavior Brings Success, and created educational games like the Road User Playing Cards and Bonanza Game Card. George Chumberima Edu is an independent presidential candidate for the 2024 elections, advocating for common prosperity for every Ghanaian. Daniel Augustus Lartey Jr., Ghanaian politician and the current flag bearer of the Great Consolidated Popular Party (GCPP). He is the son of the late Daniel Augustus Lartey, who was the party's presidential candidate in the 2000 elections. Dr. Lartey has taken up the mantle to lead the party in continuing its mission.
So the it will be possible, but inshallah it was possible. Our reporter who was at the grounds of the NDC in the person of Peter Insia, he will be talking to us about yesterday's rally and his observations. Hello Peter. Nice print. How are you?
Very well.
You came back in one piece.
Yes.
All right. So can you take us through your observations from yesterday?
Okay. Okay, so yesterday I was at the Zurak Park in Medina. You know, the excitement there was palpable.
Okay.
The rally was attended, very energetic. You know, as at we got there around 11:30 to 12 o'clock. Even as at that time, the number of people around were close to 600.
That was 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Close to 600.
Okay.
They were very happy, chanting and cheering up, you know, slogans, waiting for the arrival of the presidential candidate. His Excellency, the former President John Dramani Mahama. So the place was very, you know, exciting.
Okay. Okay. So I know this year's election is keenly contested, and there were massive attendance and turnouts. Do you think this can reflect in our polls tomorrow?
Sure. For that, I'm very optimistic. Looking at the numbers, as at 3:30, whilst the running mate Nana was around, the number was close to 1,000. The people were very energetic, they were very excited, but I observed that they were not actually listening to the message. They were just
cheering
and cheering up. They were just
some were having fun.
Exactly.
Okay.
Especially the youth. And then, you know, this year the NDC has this exciting song that when you hear, you cannot sit or stand.
Is it Ching Ching?
Ching Ching.
Later within the show, let our producer play that for us to enjoy to the beat. Yeah, so please continue.
Yeah, so like I said, the place was very exciting. You know, former ministers came around. We saw Setekpe, former Minister for Finance.
Okay.
We saw Henry Quartey and many others. The General Secretary was around, and the chairman, I said Nketia, now the chairman of the NDC.
I see.
And then we had some actors and actresses.
Okay.
Christiana Wuni was around,
wow.
and many others.
Wow.
People really came.
Wow, there was a massive endorsement.
Exactly. And
wow.
then one endorsement was from the PNC candidates, Bernard Mona.
Okay.
Yes, they came to also throw their weight behind the NDC.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Whoa, I think this year is going to be very tough.
Very, very tough.
What do you say? Because I have my other reporter online who will be speaking to us as well concerning what she observed at the NPP rally. You were at the NDC rally, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's fine. So, do you think gender disparity? You know, Bawumia has a man as his running mate. Then we come to Mahama. He has a woman. Did you feel the crowd? Nana Opoku, right? Yes. When she's speaking, did you feel the zeal from the people?
The zeal was, you know, okay. So women are also fighting for their inclusiveness
exactly.
in the government and all those things. So when Nana Jane mounted the pulpits, you can see that the women were very excited. I know, before I proceed with that, His Excellency, the former President, JDM, made a statement which I find very imperative. Okay. He stated that this government is treating, you know, women like a second-class, you know, citizens in their own. I see.
That informed his choice of a running mate.
Exactly. And so he is very optimistic that her running mate is very capable to, you know, take into consideration that aspect. Yes.
Okay, that's nice. I'm sure we'll be connected to our other reporter who covered the NPP very soon. But I want to ask you, do you think yesterday's rally can change Ghanaian? What's your opinion on that?
So I think we had several with some of the supporters. I went with 3 other people. And so from the interviews, we realized that most of the people do not really know the policies of the party, but they are just there to support.
Exactly, you know. Because you can see the Free SHS, which won some time ago. school, is still winning today, and I'm asking why. Are the people not really getting the message from the running mates and the main presidential candidate? Why are they still holding on to the previous manifesto?
So
did you get chance to speak to some people?
Yes.
Okay.
So a woman I actually spoke with made mention of something relating to free SHS. You know, Mahama promised to, you know, make first year tertiary free. Yeah. And so she was saying that in relating to free SHS. So I realized that they are just there because of the love of the party.
Exactly.
They do not know what is actually on the ground. So they are just there as party faithfuls to support NDC and the running mate. Sorry, the running mate.
So concerning the first year having their tertiary education free, I think this is questionable because even our free senior high school is not sustained. If there are ways they are making or there are things they are doing to sustain it, how does this reflect to a change in power? Do you think Mahama can continue with this free SHS and also add to alert reporter is on I'll give you the question. Please say hello, Dorcas. Hi, hello, Dorcas.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Alencia Noel, was that from yesterday's rally?
Okay. Come again.
How are you doing?
Yeah, great about.
Alencia a bit under the weather now.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, good?
Yeah, quite well.
Okay, so can you share with us some experience you had from yesterday's rally?
Okay, so about yesterday's TV was privileged to be at the NPP's final rally. It was held at the University of Ghana Sports Directorate Park. So the atmosphere there interesting and colorful one. As had parties before jumping in with their chanting songs and face paintings and all that. I mean, it was a glamorous one. Not with the police sense of security well enhanced. With I saw it once out more people gathered. I feel it a close to the Ghana Police Service. So basically, that was about it. Of course, notwithstanding, we had also the dignitaries of the New Patriotic Party in attendance, and yes, not to mention in any order of importance. Of course, we had former President of the Republic, His Excellency John Kufuor, in attendance. We also had some former and deputy ministers of state. We had state staff, honorable staff, the first and second leader of the Republic, some NPP national and regional executive, the running mate, Sama Puku Prempe, and 5 or so in attendance. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, I don't know if you have to say that.
Quite noticeable, massive endorsement from notable figures there. I want you to tell us about the numbers, the size of the audience, since we are looking at numbers when it comes to election.
Okay. So, what was observed was that upon arriving at around 11:15 a.m. yesterday, a setup was be ongoing. However, when person is down the line, that party faithful coming in, some on feet, others in buses and private vehicles. So in less than this massive with people clad in their paraphernalia and all that, that's what anybody who there could tell center at the what do you call the park? Yeah.
Hello, Dorcas.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can hear me, can you highlight some primary issues that were highlighted by the incumbent vice president?
Okay, you mentioned it. Actually the president for the New Patriotic Party, current vice president of Ghana. So in his submission, some I can recall. I mean, he taxation, education, and health, and all that. Some key things have.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
Sorry about that. We were speaking to our reporter, Dorcas Anoko, there, and she has given us much insight about what she observed yesterday. Seriously, people will say it's not really about the numbers, but let me get back to Peter. Peter, there were key issues that the presidential candidate raised. What particular one, what peculiar one first?
So for me, I think he raised concerns about corruption in this current government and the economic hardship.
Okay.
And then, the most popular one, the betting tax and e-levy.
Exactly.
Yes, so he retreated on that one as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How was the setting? Were there security presence and all that?
Okay, so in terms of security, I would say that the NDC provided internal security. So there were a number of energetic young in,
I see.
In black. Some were fearful, some were, you can just imagine, those with my color, very fair like me, they were very
What
fearful.
do you mean by those with your color?
And then for the external
You're
security,
black and beautiful.
For the external security, I would say that the Ghana really well.
Okay.
So I can say that the first time in history, we saw helicopters intermittently above the rally scene.
Okay.
Yeah, so helicopters ground, and I must say that the men also on ground also did very well. They ensured peace and order. Everything was in order. So I can say that the Ghana police did really well.
Exactly.
Did really, really well.
Exactly, because when you look at the stretch to where the NDC had theirs, the NPP had theirs, people were skeptical that there would be incidents of chaos and all that, but everything was smooth.
Very smooth.
Yes.
They were on top of their game, I must say. I saw a number of, policemen around. Very energetic one. Beautiful young ladies and then young men.
Supporting GM.
It was massive. It was massive. I think we have to applaud the Ghana Police Service for that.
Ghana Police Service, we thank you so much. It's not yet over, so please, let's keep doing our work. Is there anything you want to add on?
I don't know if they have the videos. I had an interview with...
Oh, okay. So my producer, if you can guess me, let's get the video ready so our viewers can also enjoy the with the audience. Okay, I've been alerted it's not yet ready. So we want to still speak on this rally. Do you think it's advisable to bring such people you said were fearful? Did they cover their faces? Because we were talking about vigilante groups and their intruding in Ghana and all that. Were there a coverings in their faces?
Okay, so most of them, I'll say all of them were in dark shades.
Shades, it's just a shade.
Yes, shades.
Oh, right, okay.
And I think most of them were the personal bodyguards to the former ministers.
Okay.
Yes, so they had a different tent and a different one also for the leader of the general secretary and the rest.
In fact, people were commending the NDC for organizing such a one because they were comparing the sound with that of the NPP, and they were also talking about the light. I think NPP's light went off at a point in time, so people were talking about that as well. But all the same, there has been a peaceful one, and I think we commend both leaders, the leaders who are holding for the two major parties in Ghana. Do you have any final words to give to our audience before you leave?
Oh, okay, so I would like to also say something that the JDM also said.
Okay.
So it was like, after tomorrow, after casting your vote, you have to make sure you be around and protect the ballots. You have to be around.
He said we should be around?
You should be around to protect the ballots.
Okay.
Because the NPP are finding every possible means to actually
You are quoting him,
yes,
so
I'm
please
quoting him.
make the viewers to know. Okay.
Yes. So he was admonishing to be around to make sure that everything goes on successful. Yes.
Okay, so let's take a few break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation.
Yeah, I say if you want shift table. Go back to.
Yes.
Hey. Is it okay?
Hello, 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 hello. You can hear. Can you? I'm speaking, I'm speaking. You can't hear. You can't hear, I'm speaking. Loud and clear. Is it okay?
So we can.
I was there, so I can.
Is it okay?
So we can just meet the
Check online if you can get some. Go to Wezo TV.
NPP.
For me, I was both. I coordinated both.
Play the video. You watch the.
Yes.
I want to give comment.
I coordinated.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, 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 hello. So Auntie B, in other
Hello. Hello.
with the impacts on rallies, because he just talked about it with the. So let's start with that one first.
Hello. We have EC statement. Later, I mean, it will be handled. So. Yes, what's it then?
Additional 2 breaks. So let's
Yeah.
one is going to be.
Be our program.
So in order not for Auntie B confused, Auntie B, right? Discussion we are going to have impact rallies on voters. Yeah, that's a discussion right now. Before we go for break. Yes.
No voter turnout on voters.
Any of them can be correct. Yes, voters can.
On voters is different from voter turnout. Voter turnout is the people who came out to vote. Hello. Yes. Hello, are you there? What's up? What's up with you?
Hello. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Pool Watch.
I welcome you back to the studios of Clock TV, and here with me now is our astute analyst in the person of Randolph Ofifowari, and we also have Clever Clement here with me. Hi guys and Suits, how are you?
Here, I'm very fine.
Okay. Why the less confidence? Why are you shaky about tomorrow? Okay, so yesterday you had the privilege to witness the rallies of both parties, and I want you to speak to the issues that particularly were raised by the NPP to start with.
Okay, so thank you very much, and also thanks to your viewers for making time with us today.
Okay.
In fact, when yesterday I had the chance to attend both rallies.
Okay.
Because my job line actually made it possible for me to go to both NDC and then NPP's rally. And in fact, it was, something so beautiful.
Something beautiful indeed.
Something beautiful. Both parties were so unique in their organization. And I must say, our democracy is actually growing so fast as a country. And these things that we actually experience, we shouldn't actually take them for granted. Because as a country, from our history and where we are coming from, to have, in terms of our democracy, grow to this stage where parties between NDC and NPP, the distance between them, in fact, were so close. Yeah. Well, look at the distance between University of Ghana campus and then North Legon, that is Zurich Park, that is Libya quarters. And the distance was so close, and then they all comported themselves. No, there was nothing in terms of security breach. Okay. And in fact, I must also commend the Ghana Police Service. In fact, they did so well. They did very well because looking at the distance, they gave enough police support. And since morning, from the morning that the boat started or even were about to start, Ghana Police and Ghana Air Force used helicopter to patrol throughout till they finished, and even about 1 or 2 hours after the rally in the night. They patrolled, in the airspace. Wow. Had troops in terms of police at various vantage points. Both rallies were all well organized by, in terms of when it comes to security. Okay. So, in fact, I commend the Ghana Police Service for such a wonderful, organization and security that they actually offer to these rallies. Okay. Coming to happenings at the rally, in fact, a lot of things happened. You can see the atmosphere. Both parties were charged. Okay. Both parties were, they organized when it comes to technologically. Okay. You can see the equipment and logistics which were displayed in terms of giving live coverage. NPP did a live coverage where they gave, at the NPP, I realized there were a lot of media as well, and they gave a feed that all media organizations can tap in. Wow. That, in terms of video or TV, where they can tap in. The media present were also very tapped for both NDC and NPP. And the NPP equally gave, NDC also gave, where I think I saw Weasel TV give a free feed, and then all other media also picked it. Okay. A lot of media representatives. And then when it got to the aspect of the supporters, you can see they were actually charged. Wow. With drums. I see you are impressed. Oh, even I was very impressed because, it's something that we should all celebrate as a people. Okay. Because coming from where we've development. Yes. Coming from where we started from, where we had, we used to have overthrow of government, coup d'etats, and coming where, people were brutalized when it comes to election. And even to the stage that at the time we were not voting. Yeah. We were only conferred, and then this military regime will come. When we came to the Fourth Republic, we have grown from opaque ballot boxes, come to where people are now so comfortable.
Yes.
And now we've almost digitized so many of the things we are doing relating to our elections. And in fact, getting to this stage where everybody feels so safe in attending rallies, where there are no more macho men.
Okay.
There are no, I was so proud as a Ghanaian because we realized that our democracy has gotten to a stage where we all need to applaud ourselves as a people. In fact, it's so beautiful. They both organized a very safe, very clean campaign with no casualty. And then we are here today. So, in fact, kudos to both political parties.
All right. Before I declare, a letter that we have our Volta regional correspondent, the person of Joseph Kofi Avonyoa, online. Hi, Joseph.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Hello.
Hello, Jamie. How are you doing?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm doing well by His grace and you too.
All right, I'm fine. Can you take us through the atmosphere in your region?
Yes. Yeah, the atmosphere here is very peaceful. That is, I'm currently at Katu North constituency. The town is a key to be specific.
Okay.
The atmosphere is very peaceful, and people are going about their normal activities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any key preparations being made for the upcoming elections?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you take us
There's
through what you observed?
Going on. I visited a number of the police stations, and then they are putting things in place for tomorrow's election.
Okay. Have you spoken to people to know their expectations of tomorrow?
Yes, please. I spoke with some people, and then some of them are of the view that tomorrow's election is going to be peaceful.
Okay.
But when I probed them further, most of them reported that the economy is too harsh. That is, the cost of living is very high here.
Okay.
The constituency that is getting, basically, most of the people are farmers, and then some are traders.
Okay.
And then most of them also complain of the poor road network. That is the road from Agbozuma to Joje, from Joje, from Eki to Penny, and then from Eki, those roads are not in good shape. So they complain a lot about that, and they are hoping that after tomorrow's election, whoever wins will be able to fix those roads for them.
Okay. So that's their concern.
Yes, that's the main issue is the economic hardship, and then the infrastructure in terms of the poor road network in the constituency.
All right. So in terms of security, what do you observe there? Any preparations towards security measures?
I interviewed some people. They are very okay with the measures put in place by the security officers by way of the security officers at the polling stations so that the election is on peacefully.
Okay. Okay. How about the EC and its preparation?
Yes, EC's preparation to most people are okay with it, though they've told me that they cannot guarantee 100% of their preparation being very fruitful, but they expect that they will record about 90% of what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
In terms of the arrival of the polling materials early at the polling station, starting the election at exactly 7 o'clock, they expect that there may be some challenges, but it will not in any way mar the beauty of the election.
All right. Thank you so much, Joseph. You have any final submissions?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I think that's all for now.
Yeah.
We'll speak to you later, maybe tomorrow or tonight, and you give us updates on what's happening. Thank you.
All right.
And be safe.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Thanks. So Joseph, as the Volta regional correspondent of Clock TV, we'll get more information from him moving forward. Yeah, gentlemen in the studio, we were speaking. So do you think what he has mentioned reflects what would happen tomorrow?
Yeah, so once again, good afternoon to viewers.
Okay.
And they are welcome. I must say that rally and it has both positive and negative impact. I don't know how the political parties weighed yesterday rallies. Sometimes the number of people there speaks a lot. Sometimes too the presence of the colors of the various parties also speaks a lot. But the first aspect I would like to talk about in terms of positive impact is the voter mobilization. You see, when it gets to rally, that is when you realize the political parties mobilize all its members from the various constituencies. So what happened in Accra, it wasn't only people of Legon who attended NPP rally. It wasn't only people of Medina who attended NDC rally. But they mobilized all the members of NDC and NPP in this very region to be at the rally, for them to just energize their supporters, for them to come back to themselves and say, no, we are still active in the work we are doing. So that is one aspect, that is the voter mobilization. There's another aspect which is supposed to be message. During final rallies, that is when you realize that the various candidates speaks their message. They really articulate it very well. Because yesterday, during the poll watch, people called and they were like, they don't understand some of the messages by other political parties.
Okay.
So final rallies is when they speak their message very well, and yes, to understand, for voters to understand, for whomever they want to go in for. So that is another positive impact. There's another thing that happens during final rally, that's supposed to be emotions and momentum. You see, people have emotions. They are really attached to seeing numbers and attached to their political parties. So seeing NDC people, seeing NPP people, some of them are there because of emotions, because of the love they have for the party. It's not because they are just going to listen to anything so extraordinary, but because of the love they have for their party. So these are the few positive impacts that when it comes to rallies, it really happens. But there is another impact, or the question is, who is really with final rallies? There's one thing I'd like to talk about, that is, it really affects undecisive voters, people who have not yet decided on whom they are going to vote for. You'll be so surprised that as of today, people who have not decided whom they are going to vote for tomorrow. Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Yes, these are the people we call the people who have not decided yet. So these people are mostly influenced by final rallies. They are mostly carried away present at both rallies. When they look at the energy, how the youth are supporting party A, party B, they also feel like, oh, okay, then let me just go and cast my vote for this person. So these people are really influenced. When you talk about the new voters too, for example, those who just turned 18 years, they don't really look out for the happenings in the economy. They don't really they don't take into consideration developmental projects. They don't look at the economic happenings. As most of them, their mom buy food for them, so they don't really pay attention to things like this. So they are mostly influenced by these final rallies that political parties do organize. And who also much influence is the low engaged people. You see, along this whole process, people have been disengaged. Yes, people have been disengaged because when the candidates go to, let's say, when they come to Accra, Medina, someone might be at a place like Jenehon or Manjo who might not have the opportunity to go to this Medina, sake of distance and all these kind of things. So such person, maybe during the process, he or she was not engaged.
And brief about what is happening in the Eastern of a major concern. What do you have to say? Are there preparations towards security?
Yes, there's security. There's a security readiness here. People is in place in terms of security.
Okay. All right. And yesterday you were able to cast ballots there?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Concerning the special voting in the Eastern region?
Yes.
All right. How was it? Do you think the atmosphere can turn out to the main election?
Yes. It's a very full town.
Okay.
And then the security directives put in place by the EC. I think what transpired yesterday is likely to repeat itself tomorrow, which is a very calm situation, even though people are excited about casting their votes and hoping to see who wins. But in general, the atmosphere is very peaceful and calm and exciting as well.
Exciting indeed. All right, Nanaba, we'll get to you later, maybe in the day or tomorrow morning, to give us what is really going on come tomorrow, December 7. Before then, please take care of yourself for us.
I will.
All right, thank you. Bye. All right, guys. All right, so when we are talking about the impact of rallies on voters, one of the major things we would love to talk about is the message they are given. And this is down to the campaign messages. Do you think they were hitting on the same messages or they added up? I would go with you, Mr. Fifa.
Okay, so thank you. With regards to message, in fact, yesterday was just a summary of all that has happened in all these months of very heated political season, where they all came up just to tell what they are capable of. Okay. In fact, at the NDC rally, I was there. In fact, the message that they brought out was very simple. The message they came up with was that the current government, the incumbent government, is not doing well according to them. Okay. And then they should be given another opportunity. And then I think according to even what the General Secretary of NDC today was that and they have been in government before, and they have the people have seen what they have done before. And so, for instance, for all that they did, they believe they have a better foundation and a better, they are better options considering to compared to what this government is actually channeling out. But then they are also pleading on the people to give them another opportunity to actually lead. And when you go to the NPP, their rally, they were also very emphatic about whatever they've been talking about in terms of digitalization and also the transformation of the economy, and also telling the people that yes, we have come. There were some few challenges, but then we believe we are still better and compared to NDC, and so they should give us the nod. And then that is Dr. Bawumia actually made a point that, I mean, he came he has come as someone who believes in modification of the people or the economy in terms of the digital space. He making things better, where he is looking at the free education. They recreated the issue aspect of free education and what they've been able to do with regards to how many schools and facilities they have been able to implement or brought to the people. And they were looking at health. They spoke about a whole lot. President Kufuor, former president, he actually also made a point of his was just an advice to the people that he has seen so much in the current vice president, that is Dr. Bawumia, and he believed that Dr. Bawumia has something that is so unique that he believes he has integrity, he has sight for the country, so the people should vote for him. So in fact, considering the two, they all brought out their message. But then the whole issue is for the people to make a choice.
Okay.
But then, considering also what my brother was saying, relating to impact of rally. Rally actually has so much impact, but I would say it's a temporal impact because people normally forget event.
Exactly.
Sometimes we do forget. They actually remember impact personal lives. Okay. And it has a lot of influence because numbers, people are sometimes, so say the rallies are mainly made for optics.
Okay.
For the optics, for the eyes. Everybody or both parties want to let people know the numbers they have.
Exactly.
And the numbers they have equally convinces people. Was somebody would want to know, hey, whom am I going to vote for?
Exactly.
And so when they watch the TV, which both of them are TV, and when they watch the TV, and I know people who were just switching. I went to buy something out there, some water, and I realized that they were a shop was just switching from NDC channel to NPP channel, where they wanted to know what is happening there, and then the numbers, and they were doing comparison. Yeah. So these are all stuff that influence vote as well. So both that idea that, okay, let me get my people in there.
Let's roll with this.
Okay.
Maybe after we speak to the Ashanti regional correspondent in the person of Richard Prempeh. Hello, Richard. Hello, Richard.
Yes, hello.
Hi. How is Ashanti region? You good? Richard,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, can you tell us the atmosphere in the Ashanti region now?
Thank you very much. You know, we have some few hours to the general election.
Okay. Hello, Richard.
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me clearly?
Please go ahead.
All right. So I was like, the general election, that is a few hours to go, which started with the special voting last Monday, 2nd December 2024.
Okay.
We are expecting tomorrow to be a very good and then very peaceful election as the general public are to join with their vote, just to express their mind through voting. So, taking into consideration the Ashanti region in particular, elections held generally, when you consider the Ashanti region, it's been like the stronghold of the New Patriotic Party, that is the ruling government. Here happens to be the stronghold.
Okay.
So, looking at all elections held in this country, since 1982 up to date, it seems the NPP dominates in the Ashanti region. So, if you consider, you look at 1982 constitutional, 1982 elections that were held between Albert Adu-Boahen, that was the NPP candidate, and then J.J. Rawlings. The NPP candidate Albert Adu-Boahen pulled 431,880, representing 60.54%. That is across 33 constituencies.
Okay.
So he pulled 26 constituencies out of 33, and then that made him win the elections in Ashanti region. While J.J. Rawlings at that time won 7 out of 33 constituencies with 234,237 votes, representing 32.87%. So the NPP have been dominating, as I said earlier, where in 1996, John Adjekum Kofor who represented the NPP as their flag bearer, pulled 127,804, representing 65.80%, while J.J. Rawlings, also representing the NPP, pulled 412,474, representing 32.79%. So it carries on up to 2000 elections, where J.A. Kuffour, the same person for the NPP, pulled 950,597, representing 34.80%, while John Atamiot, the late, who pulled 286,012, representing 22.51%. So this year, 2024, John Dramani Mahama, when he contacted in with that is 2012, with NPP, where he dominated across other regions, but not in the Ashanti region. So John Mahama in 2012 in Ashanti region had 612,616, representing 28.35%. Whereas Akufo-Addo, the president now in Ghana, had in the Ashanti region 1,531,152, representing 70.86%. That is in 2012. So I'm coming to 2020. If I should jump over 2020 in Ashanti region, Akufo-Addo for the NPP had 1,793,773, representing 71.64%. Where Mahama for the NDC had 652,962, representing 26.08%. So coming into this year, that we are expecting, that is 2024, we are expecting not less than a total of registered voters in Ashanti region, that is 3,019,178. That is total registered voters that we are expecting across 7,100 polling stations in Ashanti region, that is in all the 47 constituencies. So, if you should look at the Ashanti region, as I said, you see, the NPP have been dominating when in terms of election in comparison to the NPP. That is the NPP story. So, the special voting that was held on Monday, 2nd December, in the Ashanti region, the total number of voters were 20,922. So that has been done already. That is Monday. And then going into tomorrow's voting, that is generally, we are expecting not less than 3,019,178 total registered voters. So looking at Fulja in Ashanti region, travelers have been just going to their hometown to come vote. That is to for their part. And then if you come to your rest, the Ethiopia has been very nice. As I'm talking to you right now, the NPP in the Ashanti region are holding a critical emergency press conference just to say that the NDC are recruiting some staff to erupt the elections. So NDC, as I'm talking to you right now, holding here at their party office, that is at Amakum. The speakers are expected to be Joseph Yamin and then TOP retired Kofi Boateng. So now the Ashanti region tensions have been raised from both the NDC and the NPP camp together. So here, aside the party raising concerns just to raise tensions here, aside that, everything has been cool. But I feel that yesterday, with my naked eyes, I saw VIP buses branded in political colors. That is NDC and NPP, trooping in and out passengers to their hometowns, some to northern region, eastern region, central region, western region, and the others.
Wow.
And so both parties have been trooping passengers, paying them to their various hometowns, and just to cast their vote as they expect the outcome to be in their favor in this year's upcoming general election.
All right, Joseph, that's a great statistical breakdown there. But last week there has been major rallies and major campaigns there in the Ashanti region. Just yesterday, the former President John Mahama flown into Accra just to be part of the final rally. Do you think the presence of the former president a presence in the heart of the people of the Ashanti region?
What I will say about that is, both presidential candidates, that is the NPP and the NDC, they were all here in the Ashanti region. Just yesterday, they left for Accra. Yeah. So Mahama in Ashanti, he was like, wow, a very mammoth rally at Ashanti, where he pulled a very huge crowd. And he said, wow, so am I in the Ashanti region where the NPP, that is our opponent, claimed to be their stronghold? And then he was like, I cannot believe what my eyes are seeing. So Mahama coming into Ashanti region and then leaving just yesterday, I think it could change the results of the elections, not in bad perception, but in a good perception as they wish. But on the other side, his presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is currently the vice president, also, he was here in the Ashanti region and was like, he pulled a very huge crowd, more than the NDC's candidate. And then, so if you should say that the NPP and the NDC, their stance in the Ashanti region here, after the elections, you will see what the results will be for them.
All right, Joseph, there has been some predictions of the NDC and as well the NPP from the Ashanti region. Have you heard? If yes, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I've heard most of their predictions favoring the NDC and then others favoring the NPP. But per the breakdowns I gave since 1992 up to date, the NDC have never overtaken the NPP in the Ashanti region. So this year, as people are giving out their percentages in vote count, I don't think the NPP, their vote here in the Ashanti region could come down as the NDC could overtake them. I cannot believe until elections are there.
All right, thank you so much, Joseph. But before I let you go, can you update us on security preparations in the Ashanti region?
Yes, thank you very much. In terms of security, let me congratulate or commend the security couple here in Ashanti region. Everything is in order. They are very much alert. And then just yesterday, they warned all their personnel to be very, very vigilant, not to allow anybody to harass their activities or just to do whatever they have to do, just to keep this very peaceful as expected of them. So in terms of security in Ashanti region toward tomorrow's general election, I would say yes, thumbs up for the security couple in Ashanti region.
All right, thank you so much, Richard. We'll get back to you tomorrow. That's more updates, especially in the Ashanti region. I thank you so much for the breakdowns. And be safe, please.
Thank you very much for the time.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so that was Richard Prempe, our Shanti regional correspondent, who was giving us some historical patterns of the two major political parties, the NDC and the NPP. Before we do anything else, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have more. I welcome you back from that break. Before we went on the break, we were talking about the impact of rallies on voters. Remember, you can join in the conversation by sending in your comments, and also we have our phone lines open where you can call in and submit your comment as well. If you join in on our YouTube and Facebook channels, you can send in your comment on the comment section. We'll be very glad to read it out to you. Now, there have been some emphasis from the Electoral Commission on impartiality. My guest here would help me digest this particular one. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So EC has been the core throughout our election, before, during, and even after the elections. Yeah. And now what has come out is about impartiality of their workers. Polling day, which is tomorrow. Yeah. Do you have anything to say? Do you have any take?
So let me start with that. Yes, it's a very good thing EC has done. Yesterday, during the poll watch discussion, we talked of EC. They brought a statement that there's going to be press briefing, that is every 3 hours. After 9 a.m., there's going to be press briefing at 12, at 3, at 6. It's a good thing because they want to keep the public informed about the electoral process. So they're coming out with a statement like this, or meeting their officials on matters that they should be impartial. I think it's a good cause. It's all about enhancing public trust in the electoral process that we have in Ghana. We know a lot of issues have been raised concerning 2024 general elections, and EC stands as the referee in this game. They are the referee. Yeah. So, you know, in a match like this, when it comes to Ghana to be Kumasi Asante Kotoko versus Accra Hearts of Oak, so match like this, you could see how so much eager to see who is going to win. The same thing in this 2024 general election. So EC is really doing well, and I must say this is enhancing public trust, and it's telling Ghanaians that yes, the officials are not going to be impartial. They are going to work by their actors, by their rules and regulation, and this is also going to motivate the electoral officials themselves, because if your chair is addressing you to be impartial, that tells you that your chair herself is also impartial.
Okay.
Yes. So if that is being done, I think it's a good thing, and it will make we the voters or Ghanaians trust the process. But the only thing I want to say to the officials is yes, sometimes your head can tell you that don't be impartial, but when you go to on grounds, they try to do something different. So we want to tell the EC officials that, as the EC chair has said, let everybody be neutral in this political game because you're a referee. We don't want to see you taking side to A or B. Just stick to the rules and regulation of the game. And when you stick to the rules and regulation of the game, it prevents what happened in 2020, a place like the Techiman South incident and other places having issues. This 2024 elections, we want very peaceful elections. So when and you see, one interesting thing is I was listening to one that's NDC parliamentary presidential candidate, and he was being interviewed by BBC Africa on what happens if the result comes out and he turns out to be, let's say, to lose the game. What is he going to do? And he was like, he'll still contest the issue, but the only thing that will make him so okay is when the process is free and fair and so transparent. So looking at the process EC has started, EC just wants to make sure that the 2024 general election is free and fair and transparent. And I would say it's a good thing. But it shouldn't just be just a mere say. It shouldn't just be just a press briefing, but rather they should put into action. That's the only thing I would say.
I take the view that EC has done so well because the updates, the information they give out and all in the EC, and they are telling their officials, as he said, he is a referee.
Exactly.
Between the two, Asante Kotoko and Heart of Oak. All right, so the referee is admonishing his people. Do you have another side of what he just inputted? Okay,
so as I've always said, we must always, for the first time, for me, I commend the EC for the openness. You see, when there is no information, where people build perceptions, the perception can be so negative to the extent that before people get to realize that the perception that they have built is negative, probably you may not be there to explain, and a lot of chaos would have caused. So what is very important in this election, as the Constitution has granted the EC's power to handle or manage our electoral process, the EC has also, for so have shown that they are capable, and especially with to they have consistently worked together with the let me say all the presidential candidates or the political parties involved. They have also consistently been so open with information dissemination. I think for the first time in our fourth republic, you can see that EC is now engaging the people much. EC is actually engaging so much the public, in the sense that sometimes they come to even give a press statement or press conference in almost every, live press conference.
So that's the press release there from the EC?
Yes. So press conference consistently, continuously, you can see that they have been able to channel out information. And they are doing that in collaboration with the political parties. You can see that based on that, it builds some trust.
Exactly.
They are the major stakeholders. Political parties are the major stakeholders. And police is also the major stakeholder in terms of security. Yesterday, with what you brought out, they had a press conference with a joint press conference between the political parties and also the international observers, that's the CODEO and all those who are relevant in making this election very prominent, or making the election so fair. Was the international observers, when you go on the field, they are always there to take their records to make sure the process is so transparent. And I think it's very commendable. The other aspect too, which I am sure probably you come to, is the issue they addressed in terms of they are workers.
Okay.
The EC, one aspect of EC which sometimes is challenging, that I believe it is that about 95% of EC workers are all temporal workers.
Okay.
Yes.
That is
they are
another
not permanent workers.
They are not permanent.
That's true.
EC, elections are held every 4 years.
Okay.
So if you employ so many people, just like they have in their books currently,
okay,
within the 4 years, what are they going to do? It will cause a lot of stress into public purse.
Okay.
And so the EC is mandated to get temporal workers, of which we have currently. So in that case, temporal workers, the challenge we have here is that you are able to regulate them up to a stage, because some you cannot so much, because you may give them your policies, but until you are able to get some evidence of their political affiliations or whoever interest they have, you cannot so much regulate or probably put certain measures.
No.
Give overall in terms of their policy, EC, they are free, transparent, and then with that, if you are here and you are a Ghanaian, kindly think about the peace we have as a people.
Exactly.
So if you are lucky to have been working with the EC, it is your responsibility to, your integrity as a person, because if you are involved in any more practice, as the EC have said, it's a criminal issue, and you face the law. So as a Ghanaian, let your personal integrity be something very important to you, and the other aspect, to think about the cause of it. Just like recently, there was a leakage per the EC's press conference that one ballot paper went out, which it's actually a defaced ballot paper.
Exactly.
They have to scrap the entire eastern region and then western region. Look at the money involved. The state has lost this money. This money could have been used for something, to the extent that based on that...
Before you continue, I heard our reporter is on the line in the person of Dorcas Anoko, and she is back on the line to concerning rally again. Hello, Dorcas.
Hi, Beach.
Hi, sorry, the line dropped in the first conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's clearer now. What's your submission? What was your observation during yesterday's rally in particular?
Okay, so I wish that before the line we're trying to establish the issue by the presidential candidate, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia of the NDC. So we kickstart on the conversation. I think try to on some issues that so as mentioned, the taxation, the opinion that said it to power back, we will introduce a black tax to tax collection, and so they also mentioned the introduction of tax to individual business. And moving from that, we also highlighted the continuation of by his also on this of the also training and skill when he comes in to keep them with experiences to enable them to perceive about the gap and a couple of other things to note but a few. So back to things. The overview is that the excitement was overly attention. Yes, I feel Patrick exposed he didn't paying attention to key messages, particularly from the because although the hailing antings of the South and slogans were, I felt that the attention wasn't really there to like the message put out. And I think that on terms of the active stakeholders, Plus TV was trying to interact with them to rather stay off camera to speak to you than videotape. Yeah, so it was a bit of them on camera. However, of course, the final rally, so it doesn't really come as a surprise having people overly excited, atmosphere, all that, yes.
All right, so the line wasn't so clear, but I got the messages from you on his tax amnesty for Ghanaians, yes, and also training of Ghanaians on digital skills.
When he
all right, thank you so much for getting back to Dorcas. Right. And please get well soon. We have a big day ahead of us tomorrow. All right, see you. Thank you. So one of the trending things in our news is the campaign message. We can't do away without the campaign messages these two people and I think Mama is highlighting on the first year free education or free tuition for the first year higher education, that is the degree students, and a question of how sustainable that could be has been raised. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is also talking about the free, so we know the TVET and all that. How can we sustain, if he comes to power, how can we sustain the free senior high school and also add on with a free tuition for the first year student in tertiary institutions?
Okay,
is it possible?
That is, in fact, must admit that must all admit that when it comes to some policies, it's capital intensive, especially when we are dealing with education. Education is a sector that we must be able to invest so much in there, and we must equally be able to do other things as a country. So fine, we have there is a current project or policy that is free education. There is free education, that is the senior high school, and there is equally some kind of educational reforms ongoing. Some kind of educational reform ongoing, which is very perfect. I believe as a country, we are supposed to put a lot of structures together to be able to accommodate and make sure all these little challenges that are told or are being said, we have solved it in terms of infrastructure, so that at least a country, we will know that if we are focused on making sure all our kids go to senior high school and they are actually going through with no challenge, I mean, we must be able to put all resources to be able to get it done well in terms of infrastructure, in terms of even the finance aspect of it, or financing that very project. We must be able to get it done right. And so other governments whoever comes, must be able to focus on building that structure very well. On the issue of President Mahama introducing free
tuition for the first year. Yes.
For me, to be honest with you, it's not a best idea. Okay. In terms of we are all talking about free education. We have people talking of bringing their different ideas in terms of how challenging the implementation of free education is. Yes, the policy is very good. We should rather focus on restructuring, or let me say building to the standard to benefit every Ghanaian. When we talk about bringing up free university in terms of even the first years, he's saying he's going to bring people are going to have the chance to the first year to get free first year. I mean, that's free first year.
Tuition, yeah, for first year students.
What about the person entering after the first year? What next? What is the sustainability measures? Are they able to, where are we going to get the money from? Because if we are able to say the economy is not right or is not good, and you are giving us a free first year, what if the person enters free first year? What is the continuation plan? These are questions we are supposed to ask them for them to give us reasons or explain to us. You can't give someone a free scholarship for a first year. After the first year, what next? Does the person go back home to do what? It will be an investment that we have actually thrown away, because if the person, there is no sustainability program or project, then there's no need even starting the policy at all costs. And what is the measures in terms of source of funding for that first year? Where are we going to get it? Where are we going to get it from in terms of the funding? Infrastructure. What is the infrastructure measures? Hostels. Get it? Hostel. What are we going to do? Is he going to do to, in terms of hostel, get the people accommodated and all that?
Let's keep rolling with this conversation, but there's a caller online. Let's pick him up and hello. Oh, sorry, we've lost that caller. Let's continue with that conversation.
So the aspect of one, funding, is questioned. They didn't tell us where they are going to have the funding get, to make sure that the policy gets run. The other aspect also is with relating to infrastructure. Okay. What is infrastructure provision for it? Are we going to do the red and yellow just like the free education started? Because if you open up free, yes, of course, it's something that definitely there will be people trooping in. Do we have enough infrastructure? And is it also going to cut across both private sector and public sector? Do you get it? Because they've already promised. President Mahama actually promised. President Mahama has actually promised that they are going to enroll the, the free education. They are going to bring on board the private sector or the private secondary schools.
Okay, I think the caller is back. Okay. Let's pick him. It's a different person, I heard. Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good evening, and thank you for joining us on Poll Watch.
Great. My name is David. I think in the policy statement of paying the first year's fees, the presidential candidate also stated that debt funds will be available to all of them for the second year.
Okay.
Because normally in the first, they are not able to get debt fund facility. That's why it's giving them the first year, paying the first year. But thereafter, from the second year, they can access the debt fund.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for the clarification in there.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks.
All right. So I'm looking at the infrastructure provision and plans for it. And also, because they've actually made us known that if they get a chance to come in power, that is the NDC, they are going to make even the senior high school, they are going to extend to the private senior high schools. We must be able to just oppose that challenge that will come with in terms of the economic aspect, preparation towards it. Because if you get them free from the private sector in terms of private senior high school, going into the university, we need to think about infrastructure expansion. We need to look at the economy, the burden, financial burden in addition, because you are giving free education here, you are giving free entrance. So you must be able to prepare enough. Currently, we are told about almost thousands of people or students graduate every year, that is from the senior high school. They've had a lot of increment, over 1 million, I think 1 point something million, which keeps increasing. Currently, it's about, I learned people who have benefited from the free education. It's almost, let me say, 5 point something million people. Most of them have not had a chance to.
All right, so we have another caller, Frank from Awoshi. Hello, Frank.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you too?
I'm doing wonderful.
What are your expectations for tomorrow?
Yesterday we are voting. Tomorrow we are voting. We are going to vote.
Exactly.
And I want to just add a little to what
okay.
About level 100.
Please shoot.
I can't hear you.
Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. I want to, I heard the man who just came in saying they just don't get funds released. How would that be reliable? That's the problem. How reliable would it be before being claimed?
Okay. Okay. So you are talking about the reliability of Gets Fund sponsoring their second year. All right, we've lost that caller. Let's get on into our conversation. You have something to say, I think.
No, I just want to the topic on board. Mohammed's policy of free, especially we are talking about the free tertiary for the level 100. When you read his...
There's another person. Let's just pick her up. That's Sandra. Hello, Sandra.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. How is Dansoman? How is the atmosphere there?
Everything is good.
Can you hear me? Sandra?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Please go ahead.
What I want to say is that keep on doing it, a deep breath. And I just want to say, I really love you so much.
Oh, Sandra.
And then tomorrow, I'm just saying my thanks to you.
Thank you, Sandra. I'm honored by you. Continue watching Clock TV and Poll Watch will give you all your election insight, okay? And please be careful out there. All right, thank you. Please take over.
Yeah, so I was trying to make a point. Yes, when you look at the reason behind the introduction of the free tuition for 100 in university, when you read their policy, they are trying to say that because there have been a lot of free SHS students who have come out now, and for the past 8 years, or when this policy of free SHS was introduced, these people, when they come out, they are not able to continue their tertiary education because free SHS was free for them. So if it's free for them, how would they now get to higher educational level? So that is why NDC brought up the issue of free.
Our callers are also important. There's another caller on the line. Hello, Rashid.
Hello.
How are you, Rashid?
I'm fine.
Charlie, tomorrow is our election. Oh, what's the preparation?
Oh, hello.
How is the atmosphere in Osu?
Yes, I'm contributing to the program.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, when you talk with my friend, and I think I came line with him after Mahama is
yeah, the first year.
The first year. You see, this is the man who has played before. This man came out, indeed, Look at the new blocks. He made a significant effort to build the majority of these blocks. He was rather unfortunate. He voted against. So a man who has done this before, there's nothing that says that when he comes, he cannot be the free for the 10 years. He can do it. You see, so my brother Corridor, I think that to be in line with you on this. Yes. Tomorrow we are voting massively for Mahama.
You've shown your true colors shining there. Thank you so much, Rashid. All right.
Yes, up to my submission. So when you look, I think, as Renoff said, he doesn't know the source of funding. And when you listen to President Mahama, ex-President Mahama, when explaining his source of funding, when you go to other platforms, you get it. But today we are not here to speak to someone's policy and source of funding. Yes. We are just talking about how. We are talking about how is that policy very good for Ghanaians or not,
and how feasible the policy is.
So I think the reason why they might consider giving free tertiary for the first year is because you can testify that when you are going to university for the first time, there's a lot of cost you incur. Unlike level 100, level 200.
Exactly.
You can end up paying 10,000 as admission fee. Level 200, you end up paying 3,000, 4,000 up and going. Yes. So I think that might be one of the reasons why they said that they are going to give free, as level 100 is going to be free tertiary. And also, I made a point that in their policy, they said because of free SHS, we have a lot of graduates from free SHS and now they are home doing nothing. So why don't you just open another gate for them to enter into tertiary? At least when they enter the tertiary for the first time, they come out, they try to put some money together so that they can pay the rest of their fees. So that was one of the strategy for introducing that. But away from that, I just want to say something for Ghanaians that yes, we've heard all the policies of this both candidates, candidate A, candidate B, all the 13 candidates, right? Yes, all the 13 of them. 12, right? Yes. No, 13 because Alan is the last number, 13. Bediako is the 12. Yes, so all the 13 candidates, we've got
one has been eliminated, you are aware.
Yes, but still, they are 13. Yeah. We have 13 candidates on it. When you vote for is invalid. All of them have said a lot over the past month. So viewers can actually...
Did I say eliminated? Sorry. One is passed on.
Yeah, so when you vote for the person, it's invalid. It's rejected by vote. So out of this number, we've heard a lot from each of them. From Chada, from Alan, his GTP agenda. So let's listen carefully to any of them. Then, God willing, coming tomorrow, you go and cast your ballot for any of them. That is what I would say.
We have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello, madam. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is John Boama. I'm calling from Tema.
Okay. Please, what's your input?
Apparently about the free tertiary education. NDC as a party has not fulfilled their flagship program. For instance, the one-term premium they promised Ghanaians, they couldn't fulfill. So what should that when they're giving the mandate, they can fulfill what they are saying?
Okay.
For me, I think that we have to vote for Dr. Bawumia for him to continue the good work the president has done.
Them the chance.
That is the way forward.
All right.
Simple and short. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That's your opinion. I believe people have already made their decisions, and therefore nothing you say can change their decisions. But I believe they are looking at these messages from the presidential candidates and they will choose well. Yes, so Dr. Bawumia, he promised a tax amnesty, and I think it's a good initiative because there are so many SMEs who are not able to pay their taxes, but he's saying, Charlie, let's clear everything and start afresh. Do you think it's a good policy? if he is voted to power?
Oh, okay. So when it comes to, you see, as a growing or a young economy, and especially a population that involves so many young people, I mean, young people actually dominate a Ghanaian population. And you can see that naturally, Ghanaians are very entrepreneurial. Young Ghanaians are very, everywhere you go, they to sell something, and it's a very good initiative by the population. One aspect of it is that you can also see that people go into business and are unable to use the right method of, tax filing, because they are afraid with the idea that, in fact, me going registering for my tax at the GRA, they are going to take a whole lot, and then for that reason, they pull back. Okay. Some also have businesses that are running, but due to the taxing or the taxation in it, people are not able to break even and get, lose so much in business.
Okay.
So
before you continue, we have another caller. Let's just quickly pick him. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from?
Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead with your submission. And where are you calling from?
Speaking from Equiapim microphone.
Oh, all the way. How are the people of Equiapim?
Yeah, they are doing great too.
And what are the preparations there towards tomorrow?
Okay, yeah. So everybody, and I have something small to put in.
We are getting a bit feedback from your set. Please lower it a bit for us.
You said?
Lower your set a bit. We are getting a feedback.
Okay.
And continue your submission, please.
So please, can I go?
If you've done that, you can go ahead.
Okay, please. So what I want to put inside is I want to talk a bit more about Mahama policy, about the 24-hour economy. I want to ask that and right now that is no more in depth. They want to bring it. And right now we that they are the people that engage making, benefiting from the space we have. Initially said he will never invest, even if he has 20 million. He would never invest in. But right now he is saying that he can make a change when he comes. So we want to ask, what at all he wants to say, or what at all he think he can bring to speak experience or the state pocket. Because it's like more or less, he's not telling us the truth. If you can think of it, well, clearly it is, remember, a KDP sector, submit and the do one speaking decision for him. What is they say is what he does. Because you said that you are bringing 24-hour economy. I don't have any understanding that from or that policy bringing. At all, you must expect clearly so that if we can, go for him, we can do so. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, and please take care of yourself tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So, there are concerns of the 24-hour economy. Is it possible?
Before we go to
is 24-hour economy possible?
Let's talk about the tax amnesty.
Our idea
we were discussing.
You want to still go back to that point? Please go ahead.
But I think tax, as I was saying, tax amnesty is very good. It shouldn't even be looking, be only Dr. Bawumia who should be looking at. I think the successive, or let me say, any government that comes, whether President Mahama or how do I?
Mahama or the former president,
any of them, whether President Mahama or Dr. Bawumia, they should all look at it because businesses that are in debt due to taxation.
Okay.
there are no businesses who have also are unable to even file their taxes. And you see, when this amnesty comes, I remember I equally benefited with from something like this. About 2-3 years ago, there was, I think around 2020, President Kufuor brought out a policy that young people below the ages of 30 years, I think that it was below the age, below 40 years. Below 40 years.
Okay.
If you have a business, you can write to the GRA, and then there was a free tax. And I applied and I got it.
So if you've been a beneficiary,
I have been a beneficiary, and it's
actually a living testimony.
Yes. So it actually helped. A moment. Okay. It actually helped my business. Okay. Because to the extent that that at that period, I've started down a bit. I started and I have to pay tax. And in fact, at that period, it was so challenging. Okay. But then when that amnesty came for the young people who are yet to get to 40 years, when I applied, every time you only have to apply and then they will just write now. And you reinvest that money. So it's a very good policy that I believe that whoever comes, taxes are very important. But then when it gets to a stage where it's actually impeding the growth of businesses, we must look at it. Okay. And so if the government or whoever comes, as Vice President has said that when he comes, he's actually going to implement the tax amnesty, I believe it will help everybody, especially young people who are into business and young people who actually intend to go into business. I believe it's a good policy.
Sure. It's a good policy. With this, I was speaking from the business point of view today on. So you see, when talking about tax amnesty, it's a whole thing. Yeah. But the aspect of tax amnesty is just to avoid penalties. Okay. So assuming if I have a business. And my business, I was supposed to pay tax for 5 years, 2 years, and I've not been able to pay my tax. And you know, when you fail to pay your tax, there is penalty. So when this policy is trying to tell us that when one is going to pay his tax, of which an obligation is attached to it, you won't pay the obligation or the penalty, but what you are going to pay is just the tax you are supposed to file. Okay. So assuming if it's 10,000 Ghana cedis, you are supposed to file as a tax. When you fail to file it for a couple of months or a couple of years, there's penalty attached to it. But when this policy comes, that penalty you are not going to pay. Okay. Yes, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing because one is going to let people who have not paid tax over the years still come back to GRA to pay it without facing any other issue. Yeah. But notwithstanding, we have other shortfalls. One is going to indirectly influence people to always stay aloof. Be like, oh, in future there's going to be tax amnesty policy, of which if I don't pay it today, I will
need the taxes to develop the country.
So this one is going to make people sit aloof, not to pay the tax for that very point in time, and also wait till the tax amnesty policy actually, let's say, affirmed, whereby, oh, in next year, President, if he wins,
if
possible, then he's going to do this tax. So why should I pay my tax now? Let me wait. Tomorrow I pay. So these are the other shortfalls that we need to look at. So we need to create. How is it going to be implemented? Is it only going to be a few number of people who are going to enjoy it, or is it going to be enjoyed by the broader Ghanaians population? Notwithstanding, it's also going to have its tax amnesty is just a short-term policy. Okay. It's just for a short term. It's not a long-term thing. Yeah. Short term, just to mobilize the revenue, and that tax amnesty does. Okay. So if it's a short-term thing that is going to increase our revenue, what is the long-term plan to increase our revenue? Okay. So these are the things you also expect presidential candidates for New Patriotic Party to come and explain to people of Ghana. And also moral hazard. Moral hazard is another limitation to tax amnesty. So all these issues we expect to be handled. It should be, and how it's going to be implemented should be very looked at. Yes, we believe New Patriotic Party has a lot of policies over the years. Last 8 years, they a lot of things the government is going to do. Yes, they've done most of them, but some of them they've not done it. So the question now comes that should we again for the second time? Since last 8 years, you made promise of 1, 2, 2, 3 things. And at the end of the day, maybe you fulfilled 7 of them. It's left with 3. Why weren't you able to fulfill the 3? Yeah. This explanation needs to come because of integrity's sake. Okay. Yesterday I talked about integrity. In order for Ghanaians to believe in the various candidates, you can't like that, I was not able to do A, B, or C as a result of this. Okay. That one, Ghanaians are so much confident of giving the next note. But if you fail to tell us what you couldn't do or the reason behind what you couldn't do, and now you are giving us new promises, it's very hard for people to believe. So these are the few things I would like to just say in the support of the tax amnesty issue. It's a very good thing. As a businessman, it's a very good thing.
All right, so we have another caller, Saifas from Accra, online to speak to the issue now. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you doing?
I trust you guys are doing very well too.
Thank you so much. Please go ahead with your submission.
Actually, I'm not joining to either condemn or validate the foundation by any of the parties.
Okay.
But then what we should understand is that solutions that are complex must be aligned with prevailing conditions. So there must be a need that requires a solution. So let's first take the first 3-year education. And if you are a parent and your ward has ever been admitted to your university, then you would appreciate the population that you have gone to go through. One, the fact that the accommodation facilities are inadequate, and so you go to pay for accommodation and it is so expensive.
Yeah.
Even the process of transitioning from wherever to live to go and stay in the environment of the school, let alone the school fees and what have you that you have to do. I think that all must have connected that for them as bridges. So that once the person is transitioning from the SHS, there should be an absorber, something that can connect them into the tertiary level. The first year is so chaotic, and I'm sure by the time they would have found their level. So for me, I think that such an intervention is so pure and pure that existed. As to whether it's doable or not, we need to see and time will tell. And time will be the best judge. And I think it's a good policy.
All right.
Now, the other issue about tax amnesty. The question is that if you grant a tax amnesty, what next? Why the people fail or defaulted to pay their taxes? Is the tax amnesty what will cure that ill? You know what the name actually like paying taxes. So what the mechanism are we going to put in place to ensure that people will not default to pay taxes, especially those of this world that will admit of that schools investing have to look up, and these ones but pay, and all these ones they need money that will come from tax packages. So if we are granting tax amnesty, then there should be an mechanism to ensure that people don't go to the tax. But the question that I ask is that why grant tax amnesty and grant tax rebate or tax exemptions to other companies? I don't know what the issue is, but what we should understand is that if you're even granting tax amnesty, then you must have the mechanism to go pay their taxes. If you are granting tax exemption for new industries, then you should also be assured the fact that these industries are going to grant or give us some level of employment and boost the economy. So there should be a reason that these sort of promises can be dealt with, or not just for the sake of our good. Thank you very much.
So much for your contribution there. That was insightful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Charlie, we have some few minutes to wrap up. Some few seconds on your final information or message to our viewers.
All right. So what
you can pick any of the manifesto messages or anything at all.
Okay. So for me, what I would talk about is briefly about the manifestos that are put before us. Luckily for Ghanaians, both parties, NDC and NPP, have gotten or they've had about how many years? 16 years each.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us see the impact both parties have had on you and your family, your business. You look at education, you look at health, you look at business, and then you look at any other aspects that are possible in terms of industrialization and all that. And find some line between the two parties. And then that line should be development. And that should be the basis of your vote tomorrow. Because you see, after these elections, you are going to have 4 years. That 4 years, if you voted badly or you made a bad choice, the consequences is that you are going to face it for the next 4 years. And the next 4 years, no matter what you say, even within that period, you until it is 4 years, what as a constitution has stipulated to us. And so the choice has been made. I mean, there are two alternatives, or there are two. How do I call it? There are two available choices for you to make. And so make a choice.
The wide gates or the narrow gates. You choose one.
And before that,
okay,
you wouldn't any leave the consequences. You will actually face it.
All right. So Clement, your last message on that.
So what I would say is, God willing, tomorrow is decision day, and people need to go out there in their numbers and vote. The statistics we did yesterday realized that every 8 years, voter turnout is very low. Yeah. We don't want to experience that, God willing, tomorrow. So we want to encourage everybody, go out in your numbers and vote. We keep on telling that your vote is your power, and to hold leaders accountable is to make that decision of voting for whoever as his development based on the economy. Go out there and vote. And the last thing I want to say be, today there's going to be a lot of, because previous elections, we know what have been happening. Vote buying, vote buying, vote buying. And I know tonight there's going to be a lot of vote buying activities. Viewers, you shouldn't be influenced by any other candidate giving you money, giving you food, giving you clothes. So go and vote what you want to vote for. But you've already made up your mind already. So don't be deceived.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, at least majority. Majority. So don't be deceived by any of this vote buying mechanism. That's the only thing I want to say.
All right. Viewers, I hope you picked something from today's conversation. That is where our time can take us. But we'll see you tomorrow from morning till dawn. Please don't go anywhere. Remember to stay glued to Clock TV. Thank you so much and be safe.
Sika eko me femo Aya foko shikine Koni Trinuma Sika chifa shiyamba Intimu mayanu doya